Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back, and it is time for another Starcraft 2 Alpha Star taking on Alpha Star replay cast. We are on the map Kairos Junction today, and the races for these Alpha Stars. It's going to be AlphaTERRAN taking on the AlphaTOSS. So TvP between these two agents, we're gonna get a good look here as far as maybe a bit of how AlphaTERRAN and AlphaTOSS developed. As of course, keeping in mind they played against each other obviously a lot, all the different agents. So we might see where some of the uniqueness, namely in AlphaTERRAN's play, I'd say comes from. As we have seen AlphaTERRAN play styles which it doesn't go for a lot of medivac right away. And right now this game, it's actually going for a bit of a dirty proxy. Alpha Star proxying. Did we see that a lot? Oh my gosh, it's been so long. I don't know, but this is a little unorthodox. I'm excited to see how well this works out. So going for gas. So two rack likely Reaper, all the while the probe of AlphaTOSS is being a bit of a jerk. We've got a Nexus on the way for the Protoss, then going to be the Cyber Core. So standard opening. There has been a scout by the probe. Whether alarm bells are necessarily ringing yet, I'm not sure, as of course it's all about that command center timing. At some point the TOSS will say, hey, no command center. But whether it's gonna have put 2 and 2 together, so to speak, here to deal with these Reapers that are coming its way, I'm not sure. Double Reaper play here from AlphaTERRAN. So just gonna be just massing Reapers for starters. Keeping in mind that this bot was developed not right in the cheesy heyday of Terran play, but a little bit closer to that. So we see a Reaper now working on these probes. Of course, a great micro by Alpha Star, keeping those probes alive. One probe does go down, however, and I guess it goes both ways with the Reaper going to be getting microed. Well, do we see a second probe go down? Yes, we do, and that's just the first Reaper, and Adept is out. Perfectly placed grenade by AlphaTERRAN, by the red agent. Now we see more and more Reapers on the way, going up just straight up to 4 Reapers. Second gas. Getting at it on now. I felt like that was already on the way, but I guess not. We see the Reapers actually in high enough number to challenge the Adept. Probe's going to be getting picked off. Not a Reaper going down so far, and one of those Adepts is quite bruised. It's possible that the Reapers could actually just take on these Adepts. We also see, just by God, a command center out on the map by Alpha Star. Oh, this is already my favorite Alpha Star versus Alpha Star game. More Reapers on the way for AlphaTERRAN. The Adepts running away, just trying to dodge the grenades. Looks like one of the Reapers does go down. All the while, AlphaTOSS just trying to keep a lid on it. The Adepts have been softened up a little bit, but they haven't lost too much HP. Reapers, though, just going to jump right into the main base. Probes could be in quite a bit of trouble. Already being pulled. That might not be the best judgment call by AlphaTOSS here, as those Adepts are just going straight across the map. Oh, no. That is quite a mistake there by AlphaTOSS, as you generally want to get home to deal with these Reapers right away. One Adept is not enough. This is huge trouble, but then at the same time, the Adepts get into the main base of AlphaTERRAN. 3 Adepts in your base is not good. SCVs just start running across the map, and Oracle now does pop out for AlphaTOSS, so that's good news, as Reapers can't shoot up. There is yet another command center going up in the bottom left for AlphaTERRAN. What is this game? Where are the SCVs going? To the right side of the map, obviously. More Reapers being produced. Keeping in mind there was never a factory made by AlphaTERRAN. It's just Reapers for days here, and that could be problematic. The Oracle crossing the map, not gonna have a ton of energy and really not find any SCVs to kill. Gas mining very limited right now for AlphaTERRAN. I'm curious what the agent's gonna do. It says run a couple of SCVs, but it's gonna run right into these Adepts. It never raised its wall. These Adepts just derping right past the SCVs. This is quite a bizarre game. We do, however, now have a factory on the way for AlphaTERRAN, so it's not hitting a wall or anything as far as its play goes. And right now, I would say things are looking pretty darn good for AlphaTOSS, just based on the fact that there's really no anti-air here for AlphaTERRAN yet. Still making Reapers, which I don't know if that's the right decision. The Adepts are in the main base once again. Oracle activates its Pulsar Beam to kill 1 or 2 SCVs. Why not, I guess. All I can say is, what a game. What a game to start things off. This factory is about to finish up here for AlphaTERRAN. That could provide some potential there. The Adepts are in the main base. We'll see when AlphaTOSS is gonna be able to find these extra bases for AlphaTERRAN, as the Terran agent is now sending SCVs across the map to its other command center. Quite a trek, I do say. All the while still producing a few Reapers, but Reapers really aren't going to get too much done against Phoenix. Mass shield batteries, by the way. AlphaTOSS is showing no chill here, as it just says, yeah, 5 batteries, that seems good. I don't know what it expects, but it expects something. It's not really doing too much, though. We now see a reactor finishing up on this factory. Is it going to be Widow Mine? Oh, it's actually going to be Hellions. Oh my god, AlphaTERRAN's still not making anything that shoots up. What even is this game? This is nuts. Did we ever see an AlphaTERRAN play this way before? Oh my god, I don't even know, but this game is fantastic. As we see just more and more Reapers being made. Nothing that shoots up for AlphaTERRAN. A starport on the way, presumably to drop these Hellions. Now Widow Mines are on the way, which is good to see. The Reapers are just going to jump into the main base, start massacring probes, I guess, as quickly as possible, and they are going to kill a good number of them. But if all the Reapers go down, was it worth it? Absolutely not. So we see AlphaTERRAN producing yet another command center, going up to 4 CCs. So technically ahead in the bases. Is it ahead in the economy? We can't actually pull up that graph, but yes, it's actually mining more than the Protoss agent. SCVs crossing the map. Oracles are going to find them. Once again, though, you got to keep in mind that this is an agent. It's not actually a human who might say, oh, where are those SCVs coming from? So I don't think AlphaTOSS will necessarily put 2 and 2 together and say, oh, there must be a base to the right side of the map. We've even got Cloak Banshees on the way, because why not? More Widow Mines being produced by AlphaTERRAN. I don't think it can really go wrong there. However, a Robo is now on the way for AlphaTOSS. There's a random barrack. I guess the one that was building the Reapers just landed in the main base. Oh my gosh. This is truly 10 out of 10 right here. We see these Oracles out of energy for the most part, but still going to be able to kill off some of these SCVs. I don't think AlphaTERRAN's really bothered, though, as it's just going to keep making SCVs for days, as it's on a very healthy economy. AlphaTOSS now expanding, sending a Phoenix to the north, potentially going to find this base, really the main base now at this point for AlphaTERRAN. We also see Cloak Banshees on the way, a staple of Alpha Star, going to be going up to 3. There's Phoenix out there. This is a terrible idea for AlphaTERRAN. Just make anything but Phoenix. Oh my god. AlphaTERRAN is really just giving it right now. AlphaTOSS, though, I think is going to be completely fine, as the Phoenix generally beat Banshees, if you know a thing or two about Starcraft. Adepts and Stalkers are out on the maps. This one base has been found, so gonna start attacking this. Of course, the one in the bottom left hasn't been found. The top left still mining, and the top right, really just the main place here. And we're actually gonna be seeing mech out of AlphaTERRAN, which is just fantastic. All the Widow Mines are now gonna start running forward. Okay, AlphaTERRAN just doing its thing. Gonna find some probes. The mine's not burrowing just yet. The mines are just gonna get right in the face of AlphaTOSS. Now, this is not one of the cases, though, where AlphaTOSS will not make an observer. There's already one right there. The base in the top left has chosen to lift. I guess the Phoenix and Oracles made that happen. We see Widow Mines getting some shots off on probes, however, that's really it. Banshee is going to be killing more and more probes, but there's Phoenix, there's Oracles. Are the Oracles going to use Revelation? No energy on them, so that Observer's got to get into the right spot. Where be the Observer? Wait, oh my god, the Observer died. It must have been splash damage from the Widow Mines. Oh my god, AlphaTERRAN is a genius. But then we do see another Observer pop on out. More and more Widow Mines being produced by AlphaTERRAN. Oh my god. This game is just, this is truly amazing. Now let's take a look here. We see the Widow Mine's just gonna charge for it. Oh god, the Phoenix. Oh god, the Phoenix. Oh god, the Widow Mines. I would love to see Drilling Claws, but oh, the Phoenix are just gonna fly over the mines. A scan goes down by AlphaTERRAN, kills the Observer. So the few mines that haven't fired are actually gonna be safe, but oh, there's another Observer. No more scans, unfortunately, though, so all those mines gonna die. The Phoenix really took a beating there, but I don't know what to make of that. Banshee is now at the natural base, gonna start targeting down probes. AlphaTOSS is having a hard time keeping a lid on AlphaTERRAN's aggression, and that's kind of comical, as AlphaTOSS is generally known as the one that just harasses non-stop. AlphaTERRAN, though, is really showing it. Showing that it's the top dog as far as harassment goes, it looks like, with it just producing more and more Banshees, more and more Widow Mines, on a whopping 68 SCV economy, which is nuts. There's even a starport down in the bottom right now. Random SCV transfer go, says AlphaTERRAN, of course, to the other command center that it's now put up. Widow Mines are just firing again and again. The Banshees have got speed now. Widow Mine's gonna keep repositioning. And this is actually quite interesting. Like, is this just an APM limitation that's making AlphaTOSS have a hard time dealing with these Widow Mines? And oh dear, eating that shot, Banshee's going down. But yeah, you gotta, that really is quite interesting, as of course you can deal with Widow Mines without taking any losses as Protoss, if you micro correctly, but that's clearly not what's happening here against just the constant stream of Widow Mines. There's yet another Observer burrowed. Is that mine gonna fire on it? No, that Observer must have missed the scan, but that mine's gonna get it. So, no detection once again for AlphaTOSS. This game is just truly, truly ridiculous. Banshee's working away on the Immortals, and really the army for AlphaTOSS is non-existent, but it's got a cannon defending its base. And that's pretty good against just Banshees and Observers. AlphaTERRAN, though, just says more and more starports go. Double Armory, Quad Factory, 5 Widow Mines, 3 Banshees at a time. Oh my gosh, this is truly, truly amazing. I haven't said it yet, ladies and gentlemen, but if you're watching this, leave a like on this video. Let's go for 101 likes on this, or one for however many Widow Mines have died. 35 likes. That's a more realistic goal. Yes, I guess Alpha Star wants upgrades for its Widow Mines and Banshees. Tech labs are going down on these factories, which is what I find quite interesting. Is this going to be Cyclones? Is it going to be tank? Continuing with the lack of anti-air trend, I get the feeling it's going to be tank, but we'll see. Widow Mines hitting the Phoenix once again. A Colossus is going to be pretty darn good against mass Widow Mines, but I mean, it is mass Widow Mines, so Colossus really got its work cut out for it. Thankfully, of course, Widow Mines don't hit cannons. There's also a DT now out for AlphaTOSS, but that DT was very, very short-lived. Oh my god, it's just building more Widow Mines. WTF, Alpha Star. What are you doing? It's getting Drilling Claws, which I really do like at this point, but the fact that it's just making more Widow Mines with its factories is ridiculous. There is a scenario here I see which AlphaTOSS does build up into just a high number of Colossus, and Phoenix Colossus wins the day, but we shall see. As Cyclones are on the way, just a couple. And a Fusion Core, okay. Alright, are we gonna see some battle cruisers from AlphaTERRAN? Oh boy. Okay, so AlphaTOSS has found this base in the bottom right, gonna start attacking it. AlphaTERRAN still just got Widow Mines littered all over the place. But it does look like SCVs will have to retreat here potentially, or just get murdered by these Colossus. There we go, running away. There's plenty of other bases for them to retreat to, however. The Banshees are flying around looking for any damage they can get. The Fusion Core has now finished up, so we'll see if there's going to be any battle cruisers made at some point, which I would love, and would actually be fantastic. Oh my, though, Banshees have actually found the Colossus by themselves. The command center going to be getting saved. as the Phoenix are just not in position. Yeah, one of the Colossus goes down. Looks like both of them, not quite. And another one actually does join the fray, but now Widowmine's moving forward. They got their Drilling Claws, more of a threat. Stalkers have been warped in by AlphaTOSS. This has been one of the trickier AlphaStar games to commentate. But we are seeing triple BC now from AlphaTERRAN. And battle cruisers are pretty darn good against Phoenix, particularly Phoenix, which do not have any upgrades. It's actually now quad battle cruisers. And while there's 9 Phoenix out, that's maybe enough to kill 1-2 battle cruisers at the most. Particularly with no upgrades. You need Void Rays, you need Tempest, you need Stalkers. AlphaTOSS isn't on a terrible economy, so there may be room for it to recover here. But oh my god, there's just so much happening on this map. This command center may potentially die. The space in the bottom left is being hit, but it's actually almost mined out the bottom left. And there's 4 battle cruisers on the way, which is pretty threatening. Here's one that just yeets itself into one of the main bases of AlphaStar. Here comes in the Phoenix, though. One battle cruiser alone will not stand together, or will not stand strong. If they stood together, they'd be fine. One of these starports does go down. Battle cruiser does pop out in time, however, which is nice to have that done. AlphaStar, of course, still just making more and more Widowmines. Ahead on supply by about 30. How efficiently that supply is being used, I'm really not sure. 18 Widowmines, 73 SCVs, 3 BCs. 2 of these did teleport on in, however. This is not the best engagement for AlphaStar. There's also no Yamato cannon on these BCs, so by god, the Phoenix are doing it with a shield battery support, with a Stalker or 2 helping out. The battle cruisers do go down, and things are starting to look up for AlphaTOSS. For all the chaos that's been thrown at it, it stayed alive, which I'm sure is better than most players would do against this bag, this very mixed bag of play by AlphaTERRAN. Widowmine still can get some big shots off on the Phoenix. We are seeing a few of those go down. There's just so many Widowmines. Another battle cruiser is out. A lot of the anti-air has gone down for AlphaTOSS, but there's a few Stalkers here, 5 Phoenix left. AlphaTERRAN retreating this BC to the Widowmine, does hit a Zealot. More and more mines popping on out, but AlphaTERRAN really losing ground here as more and more Zealots being warped on in. A Thor has been produced, or is being produced, because why not? I mean, I actually don't mind it too much against this army. Widowmines still just running on out, burrowing. As long as they get a shot off, they're totally worth it. And it looks like AlphaTOSS is going to be pushed back. AlphaTERRAN was able to muster up enough of a force, and now we're seeing a full-on retreat by AlphaTOSS to a much smaller army supply. 7 Stalkers warping on in. However, Stalkers aren't good against Widowmines, and they're actually not that amazing against PCs. So AlphaTERRAN is pushing on in, potentially going to kill this base. And AlphaTOSS really just has got 1 mining base left. There's a good number of Stalkers. Do they have Blink? No, they don't, which is unfortunate, as we all know how good AlphaStar is with Blink. Okay. My observing, I'm sure this game has just been absolutely chaotic, which I apologize for, everyone. But, let's take a look here. Battle cruisers coming on in. What's there to defend here? There's a few Stalkers, tons of shield batteries still, which is good for AlphaTOSS. Tempest is on the way. It's not being chrono boosted out. These batteries will actually do a lot of work to try to make a hold here. Warp Prism can also juggle these units, so there's no Blink, but there is Warp Prism juggling by AlphaStar. The Tempest not going to get out because the starport was unpowered, and there's so many Widowmines here, it's going to make things really, really difficult for the Stalkers to clean this up. And oh god, yeah, there's just so much here for AlphaTERRAN. That Tempest not getting out is a real big bummer. We see an Immortal on the way now, +2's on the way for AlphaTOSS, but there's really just nothing to deal with this many Widowmines. And the production, it's all being compromised. You see some Stalkers moving across the map, but there's simply been so many bases that have got up for AlphaTERRAN that its economy never really has been threatened. Widowmines running towards Stalkers are running for their lives, but I think AlphaTERRAN has done it in what may just have been the best AlphaStar game ever. I'm not even joking. This was truly a spectacle. I didn't even know that the agents could deliver something like this. I do believe, though, that this is going to be the end. Counterattack by AlphaTOSS. gonna potentially kill off this command center, but there's so many battle cruisers here. Their upgrades are pretty good with their +2 attack. The recall goes down, but recalling into what? They're gonna skirmish with the Thor. Looks like they will get the Thor, but oh, 17 kills before he goes down. And then, of course, there's the Widow Mines. There's the 30 Widow Mines that belong to AlphaTERRAN. This game really being action-packed up until the end. Ladies and gentlemen, AlphaStar even knowing one behind to mass DTs, which I truly do love here. But there's so many orbital commands. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button. I'm not putting out a ton of content lately, but you can subscribe if you want as well. Ooh, DTs choose to morph into Archons. That's not good. And there's really nothing left for AlphaTOSS. Couple of Zealots trying. These agents really showing the fighting spirit. Both of them were in tricky spots, but AlphaTERRAN comes out on top, making BCs. Yeah, what a game. What a game. And yeah, I didn't even get a chance to mention it because this game kind of just started with chaos so quickly. But there's, of course, going to be more questions answered at the end of this video by the AlphaStar team. So make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and then stay tuned to the very end for the answer to those questions. AlphaStar warping into DT. Never give up, never surrender. Of course, these agents don't actually GG, so we're just gonna fast forward to the end here.
So, when did AlphaStar stop trapping its own Terran units inside city walls? One of the main reasons why AlphaStar could do these sort of things initially comes directly from imitation learning. So, when AlphaStar is trained to behave like humans, to just predict the next action of a human, it learns that it's good to create the SimCity-like bases, to create walls out of buildings. However, this prior is not very well explained in the data. So it's not that clear from simply imitating why these walls are created. They don't provide you with this notion of spatial reachability. It might be perceived as just a pattern that entries should be occluded with some buildings. At the same time, humans very rarely block their own units in their own base. Consequently, when this first happens for AlphaStar, so it builds a factory somewhere in the corner behind the wall, tanks are being blocked, it does not know how to deal with this. From the human prior perspective that it learned, this should not happen, and it does not have a technique that is human-alike to deal with this. So as league training progresses, as agent is able to develop its own behaviors over and over again, eventually this sort of issue goes away. However, still you'll probably notice that it often prefers to, instead of fixing the building placement, to take a medivac and simply load units inside and move them outside. One of the reasons for that is that this sort of behavior has a higher probability under human prior, since even though humans don't necessarily lock their units inside their base, they do load units into medivacs a lot to transport them around. And since this is a viable solution of how to unlock your units, this one will be preferred because agents are encouraged to seek solutions that look human-alike. Does AlphaStar have an idea what a base trade is? Indeed, base trades are relatively rarely encountered in both replays and later on in the self-play-like training. Consequently, AlphaStar does not get much experience with how to deal with this. That being said, it's not something that does not occur at all. In particular, there was this quite fun or funny phase in league training where the Terran agent discovered the very much Bronze-Silver League behavior of just taking all its buildings and hiding it in every single corner of the map when it clearly lost. So it would identify, okay, it's my the game is done, I'm in a losing position, I'm just gonna fly buildings into corners of the map. And it would actually dominate the league for an extended periods of time, just because other races got confused how to deal with these situations. So there were many draws occurring in our training. However, after a few days of training, they discovered that all they have to do is, well, to build flying units and scout the corners. So it's something that AlphaStar definitely slowly is getting better at. It discovers these sort of situations. However, one needs to take into account that base traits rely on almost perfect balance, right? It needs to be this very peculiar situation where both sides have very similar chances for winning, and they just go for this relatively risky and crazy strategy, which might be not that encouraged by our league training, which really seeks robust behaviors. And so these sort of situations might simply be relatively rare, but they do occur, and agents do adapt to some forms of base training.